Bismillah. I wanted to create this video just to bring some awareness to the wearers of dread. I purchased this Tam just within a week's time or so, and it was shipped out to me. And I realized that the time is now to share this information, but this is about when you are considering wearing a tam in your dreads or your keys to get heaven's gate, as I've learned to call them. And you should be aware of what fabric or what material you're using when purchasing. Usually, we've gone as far as to purchase cotton because it's a very common fabric. But wool and acrylic are two materials that do justice for your hair. One reason being is because it does not absorb moisture from your hair. So that's a key ingredient to when you're on your journey or when you're growing your hair and you're just trying to retain moisture, let's say. You usually wash your hair, or you may spray your hair down, mist your hair, steam your hair. You add moisture to your hair. You may add an oil to your hair. You may not add an oil to your hair. Some people may add a cream to their hair, and this is what they call the lock method, the liquid oil cream. This is what I've been taught. But I only go as far as liquid and oil as of lately. Sometimes though, most of the times though, I go without oil. It's been like over a period of basically my whole journey, about almost 8 years or so, and I'm approaching 10 years. But it's been about 8 years or so with going without oil in my hair, and that was just because when you're laying down and you want to lay with your hair out, you don't have to necessarily be considerate of the oil being on a pillow or on your clothes or any of the above. You know how that goes. But long story short, back to what I was saying. When you're considering a fabric, if you're using cotton usually absorbs the oil and the moisture from your hair. And that is what dries your hair out faster than it actually should. But then you actually have friction. Now, wool and acrylic are softer, less friction conducing or less friction reducing materials. So these materials will not cause breakage to your hair because, as we know, friction is one of the main reasons for hair breakage. Friction, y'all. We talk about electric magnetic fields, we talk about energy, but we also have to be considerate of that static electricity too, of some sort, that also is the cause of breakage in our hair. Mm, this tam was more than 20, more than $30. And would I consider or recommend that you purchase one for yourself? I would say yes, you should. And you will be pleased with the purchase depending on where you get it from. I'm not going to go into details as to where to purchase it from. I'm not here to do that necessarily. But invest in yourself. Your dreads, your crown will appreciate you, will love you for it. think that's all I have to say as of now. The weather is getting warmer. You may want to add more moisture to your hair more frequently. And I'm not gonna go as far as to show off my hair because I think I've shown my hair enough. But in due time, you'll see me pop up with some sort of an update video. And I would say peace. I'll give you guys a side shot, a profile look of what the Tam looks like. I usually spin it in like a doobie. My hair would be all draped down, and I lean over to the side when it all drapes, and then I have the Tam inside out. And well, do I have another one I can use? Either way, I have the Tam inside out, and I have it on my hand, and I grab my hair, and then do one of these numbers and cover it over from the inside out, if that makes any sense to you. And then I just cup it around and then go in a circular motion. My hair is not but so long, only but so long, I should say. And that's been working for me. That protective style is very important too. I thought I was gonna end this video, but I'm still talking. That protective style is just as important too, because if your hair starts to grow in length and you decide to lay on pillows or just lay down without having your head covered, you risk breakage once again. Now, I have one of my keys to Heaven Gate, that has not broke off, but it has separated. It has bent. And because of its bent, it's very weak, it's flimsy. And that's because of my laying on my hair at some point in time, in my lock was caught up in the crossfire. Your hair will continue to do that if you're not aware of this, especially when you're laying on your back. So, something to be mindful of. As we're growing our keys to Heaven's Gate, and we have our hair in Tams as well, if you could observe yourself for keeping your hair stored away for 2 weeks or so, and then you take it off, you can feel on your scalp how your hair has returned back to its scalp, or possibly it has grown and it has some new growth underneath the dread itself. This causes for a stronger foundation for your your hair as it continues to grow and mat up. Yeah. So I'll show you guys the profile pic once more, the profile of it one more time. I just thought to create a video and speak about this consciousness of wearing a Tam, how they are of benefit, because they're not spoken about enough. And I know a lot of people are ecstatic about showing their hair and growing their hair. I am too. It's a wonderful thing. But we should also be just as focused and aware of putting our hair away for our own privacy, for our own love for our hair, especially when it comes down to those cold climates. But you're cleaning and stuff like that. You're out in the elements and everything like that. You want to have your hair put away somewhere, especially as your hair gets longer, because that maintenance to washing your hair, whether it be every 2 weeks, once a month, however you decide to go about yours, it's work. I mean,